I got a little break right now, so I'm not going to make this long actually. I'm not going to make this long at all. Just a couple words. Something that came to epiphanies. So with that being said, the last thing I would ever wish is for anything to even happen bad to anybody, bro. I don't think like that. I guess I just don't have a thought process like that to strategize, strategies to study, and then to move fast on an operation that's really involved with a lot, with producing, exchanging, trading, betting. So you see the title, and all you can do is hope that it's not true. If what is being displayed on this title is not true, then defend yourself and let this person know it's not true. Communicate it's not true. Because if you don't communicate it's not true, well then, I mean, it's pretty safe to say that, it could be a possibility. And this is not, this is just something that's being relayed from a different perspective. This is something that has come out. That is such a thing. So it is true. It has been confirmed from other individuals who've been speaking on this topic. So I wouldn't wish this upon anyone. It sounds pretty wild, actually. And there is such a thing as that. So how would I know how a dark contract works? I definitely cannot sit here and tell you how that would work. I wouldn't know anything about that. I wouldn't know anything about a dark contract and how it works because I never don't know anything about that, literally. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I guess you can kind of say, yeah, I mean, there's probably people who are kind of being scoped out, and they're obviously vulnerable and not even aware to that. Damn, son, I guess someone wasn't aware of something. Yes, I guess I'm just someone who wasn't aware of that. Shame on me for not being aware of that, I guess. Right. Me neither. Okay? Pam C 2025, me neither. Until now. Until you start to look into it. Until you start to put pieces together with secret groups and things like that. The last thing I'm going to do on here, on the internet, is make specific allegations around individuals that were affiliated with me, even relationships and things. I'm not going to do that. Okay? I'm not going to do that. But I am, I want to say the word praying. You are praying that people that you have been affiliated with, shout out Elijah Armstrong, thank you for checking in, that people that you are affiliated with, please don't tell me that they had actual pre-staged intentions on trying to harm an individual based upon courtship that they knew was false. Upon pre-studies that were done in order to, aka, as I'd like to say, they know how to pick the right one. Yeah, it sounds like that would work. Because what is done with this, and the reason that someone would even be speaking on this, is because of confirmations of situations that were done in order to harm an individual. So if these situations that didn't harm this individual were not working, then obviously there's got to be another tactic. Now the thing is me over here, even with all of this being said, is like I don't know. I really believe, like personally, and man, this is a lot. I don't want to make this just about, you know, experiences involving me. I really want to make this helpful to individuals who are kind of like unsure about things that are going on that may have something to do with this, that may, but this has nothing to do with trying to add paranoia. So that's what I'm trying to say right here. Me personally, I'm actually not paranoid. I'm proud of myself actually for the way I'm communicating this message, because it could I truly do believe, with the things that I have personally experienced, a lot of individuals would be in a much more distraught attitude, would be much more reckless with the way they're speaking about things. X-Man XAM says, God bless you and yours. You're going to be all right. Yes, I agree. We're all going to be all right. I completely agree with that. And like I said before, I don't have enough time with this message, so I wanted to make this short. But with that being said, I really do be a sweetheart. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm way more softer than marshmallows than I look, to see that is just so. One thing I can confirm, it's such a shame to see all the narratives that's being done, all the prevention tactics on someone to not have a message come out pertaining to this. Okay. And if this is something that is true, for the others on the other side of it that have caused this harm, they know that they've caused, to be upset in some indirect attitude as if they want to do something negative to someone. Yeah, right. That ain't gonna happen. So shout you out. Yeah, everything is gonna be all right on this side of things for me. Because one thing I can guarantee is I never, ever went out of my way to strategize and harm someone or was involved with any of that. That is a fact. So with that being said, I didn't want to make this too long, but there's really there's really no way to really say, well, just be aware or something, because it's the way things happened is like, man. Pam C 2025, there's always a dark side to human behavior. Unfortunately, especially if the person has been diagnosed within the dark triad, such as malignant narcissism. That is an interesting statement. I see nothing wrong with that statement you made. And, even over here, we've experienced individuals who have narcissism. If you're around them long enough, sometimes you may portray some of these traits of narcissism. I look back at things that parts of myself when it comes to even before my surgery. A lot of people don't know who I was before my surgery, and just a bunch of different things that could have made you externally play out those traits. But you'll see over time that obviously you already knew whatever was being seen as an illusion, whatever was being perceived and perhaps portrayed, or a bunch of narratives to build on someone who's kind of vulnerable, and it's kind of easy to choose that person to I don't know, to kind of use it into their benefit. I wouldn't see why that would even happen. I don't know. Like I said before in the beginning of the video, I just don't even have a mind like that. Take what you're hearing and use it for yourself. Like I said before, this is not at all to make people paranoid about their love relationships, about any relationships. It doesn't even have to be love. It could be just friendships. It could be partnerships, but this is why this hits so home for some certain individuals, because they truly cared. And yes, there may have been traits of insecurities played out and uncertainty, but now we see why, because things like this could be possible, and you're just hoping it's not. You're really hoping that whoever it was that you were involved with, it was all good intentions. You're hoping that it was a misunderstanding. You're hoping that it was just a breakup. Yes, you're hoping that it was just a breakup, like everybody else, because everybody has a breakup. And that means that that doesn't mean someone's breakup was much more quote unquote important, or quote unquote more of a lesson, or something bigger that we need to look at that is more expansive and bigger than what it really is, connected to things that is very big, things that may change the way we look at life. This really may be true. Like I said before, we are not going to make any allegations. I'm not going to get all specific with using names and just going full out whistleblow. That's not the way I do. That's not personally who I am. Because one thing I'm not going to do, and one thing is true, is that I do not want to be alone. That hermit isolation mode, I don't know about others. Everyone's different. Some people need to heal. And this is what validates me to make this, to just kind of speak this message real quick, is because during this time, during this partnership, you were not, I was not in a mindset of, I'm trying to look for a relationship. I'm trying to look for a woman. I need to be in a relationship. No, I was not in that sentiment. The sentiment was occupation. The sentiment was business. The sentiment was, I need to take care of responsibilities. I need to take care of duties. I need to take care of obligations, and that's going to require finances. It was all about production. It was all about taking care of the things that you made mistakes about previously. And then this is when this situation came. Okay, for me personally, specifically right after my surgery. So it was also a risk on my part, because I knew that I would have been sacrificing current situations. So we're hoping that this was not a prevention tactic. We're hoping that this is not a slowdown tactic. And we're also hoping that this was not a situation set in place to do power control, struggle management and things like that, because of individuals that are afraid that this person may, ruin whatever it is that they're unaware of that they got going on, but for some reason attach themselves to you. So they will use courtship tactics in order to make it seem like there's something that may be for you, but it may be a delusion, and there may be a delusion behind it that you can't see, because you're caught up in your heart. You're so much caught up in your heart that maybe you're not using your brain, your mind. You're hoping it is something that just did not work out, and hopefully it is not more than that. So let me go ahead and summarize that up. There is such a thing as some dark web, black web, underneath the layer, dark contracts that are involving individuals in a secret way of doing things, in a secret meetings, whatever it is, that has some sort of agenda towards specific individuals right now. So we're hoping that is not true. And if this is true, then obviously accountability, and God knows what to do with that, really. Over here, it's really not about hoping to seek this and hoping it and this person's gonna get karma and all this. Is not, no, that's not the way I'm looking at things. I'm looking at things as if this is a situation where this person has been taken from and they stole from them in that sort of way, and they lost their stability. What's going on, George? Thank you for checking in. Make sure to check back to the beginning of the live, as I'm about to cut this off. And this affected this person, and then not only that, it was to cloudy their judgment over what truly happened before. Because one thing that's not going to happen is this build upon tactic. Yes, especially when this individual's alignments, their energies, has been studied. It's been studied, it's been used for studies, and the person running this study on this individual, because it's going to get real leapfrogged out. Now, what do I mean by that? Because some individuals know individuals who are within this and doing this, like me, and still not over here name calling out, and that, because that's just not the way I roll. But what there will be a mediation to this, to know that this is true. Chris says, how long have you been homeless? I'm not homeless, actually. I don't know why you would say that. That's quite the assumption to make. So that's a wrong statement. Thanks for checking out the vid. And yeah, you know, maybe the title was misleading to you, as if I'm in some you know, helpless situation. And even if that is true to some individuals who've experienced this is all about getting out of it. Okay, so this is all that this is about. This is not, like I said before, I definitely try to. Hopefully you do too. I see that's what's on your mind. Hopefully you're taking care of yourself in that as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave it at that. You know, this is something that is definitely not right. So you're just hoping it's not true. You're hoping it's not true, and if it is, people already know what they participated in. People already know what they've done, and if they don't want to come clean to it, so be it. No one's asking anyone to really. No one's asking for an apology, really. To be honest with you, no one's really asking for someone to forgive them, or, you know. But it's definitely something that's going to be said. So, you know, when individuals try to get something out of someone, and they're gonna do something negatively to someone, because that's probably the number one biggest hitter right there that will affect someone, is definitely a relationship, is definitely giving your heart out to someone, is definitely you know, wanting that to work, just to hopefully not find out that it was actually a scam to lower your energy, to get your energy intertwined with love triangle tactics. That's much a bigger triangle too. How does a triangle have 9 sides to it? Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and end it there. And you know, I mostly made this wanted to make this right now, so there's not a bunch of what's that word? So that way there's not a bunch of stagnation in between, and a lot of nothing being said, because I'm not I don't want to say this is something that, because I'm being honest when I say this is not something that you really want to consistently no negativity. I'm trying to really redirect that. I don't want anything to be negative. No paranoia, none of that is over here at all. And this person here, right here, is completely being precise. No problem. And mental health is all good and in check, for sure. Thank you for checking this out. Catch you guys later.